Hello and welcome to day 5 of our JUNEwary Challenge 2025, and we have our final 3 lines of this piece. But the first thing you may notice is that right at the beginning of that there's a first time bar and a second time bar. So actually everything that you've learnt so far gets repeated again. So having reached where we've got to, we get that first time bar which gives us our 2 beats, and then back to the beginning, and we would play through all of that again. So I'm not going to do that for you now, but we're going to look now at this second time bar going onwards. Okay, so I'm going to play it for you through to the end, and I'm going to start at bar 17, which we learnt yesterday. I'm going to start there so that you can feel how it moves through into the second time bar, where you'll notice we've got some 3/8 bars, we've got some 6/8 bars. All of these are bars with an 8 at the bottom, so they're all beats which are lasting for 3 quavers or 3/8 notes. So the feel is just more about the timing and where it comes in, as opposed to a change of feel. The feel is remaining the same. It just creates that sense of anticipation as it comes in a touch sooner than maybe we thought it was going to. So long as we keep a steady count, we'll be fine. I'm going to play 17 to the end for you, and then we'll look through it. Okay, here we go. It goes like this. 1, 2. Second time bar. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then you just leave that hanging. Just let it reverberate on. Okay, so in those 3/8 bars, I literally just counted 1, and then we were into our next bar. And the reason that I was saying that out loud is because we are tied into it. We're actually played just before that. So putting the 1 in there gave me the timing and kept me moving into the next bar. So you'll notice that the notes we're playing there, first of all, we're tied into that second time bar. So there's the second time bar. And then we repeat those last 4 notes, or those last 4 sounds. E, C, E, D and F. And again. E, C, E, D and F, and a third time at bar 26, the next line down. Okay, so we have that 3 further times, just this second part. So we're ignoring this bit now, but the little answer, E, C, E, D and F. Okay, so that keeps coming in. Written underneath it says sempre dim al fine, or sempre dim al fine. So always or continuously diminuendoing, getting quieter al fine until you reach the end of the piece. Okay, so that's all fine. We'll play it and we'll work on it in terms of timing, but that's all fine in terms of notes. You've done those all before. So I'm going to look now at the last line and a half. So bar 26 is the final iteration of, try not to buzz. That buzzing there was the back of my thumbnail catching the next string. So I just need to keep a little bit of attention on my placing so that I place really cleanly. This last part, the right hand's coming down, D, C, A, and the last 2 notes of that line are the left hand, thumb on the black and finger 2 on the D. And we go D, C, A, F, D. Okay, timing wise it would be, we're back into our 4 beats in the bar at this point because it's 12/8. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so play that with me. D, C, A, F and D. We're going to come in on the and 4. So I'll count you in from the beginning of the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, Then we get to bar 29, and this is the bar I find the hardest in the whole piece. I probably shouldn't tell you that because I don't want to plant it as a problem for you. You are going to find it. You're going to be like, what are you on about, Mary? Because you're going to be fine with it. What's happening here is we have really low thumb down on the D down here. We're below middle C now. D and C, and left hand on A and D. And we play the D, we play the C, we play the A, and we play the D. Now at this point, the timing is ever so slightly different than it has been everywhere else. So everywhere else we've been going on the 1 and 2 and 3, or we've played on every single quaver note, on every single 8th note. But here we're playing on 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, we ultimately have a crotchet note, followed by a crotchet note, it's these 2 quavers tied together, followed by a crotchet note, and then down to our bass D. So it's just a different feel. Now, if this piece weren't in 12/8, 3 crotchets in a row would be the easiest sound in the world because it would be on our beats, but these are across our beats and not just before the 3rd beat like they have been. So the first note is fine, that's on a beat. The second note is fine because that's just before our 3rd. It's exactly as we've been, just before our 2nd beat. So 1 and 2. That's fine, it's landing where we've been doing so far. But then we need to go to and, or so let me go 1 and 2 and 3, and just having that space there. So there's a few different approaches. One is we count every single quaver happening in that bar. So we go back to going 1 and 2 and 3, 4. You can do that. And I would maybe write it in 1 plus A, 2 plus A, or 1 ampersand A, whatever's clear for you to see. So you could write that in. I certainly have a pair of specs here to remind me. The other thing you can do is you can kind of go, okay, I'm going to think bigger picture. I'm going to feel my half bar and I'm going to do it as a triplet across the half bar. If that sounds like absolute gobbledygook to you, easy for me to say, don't overthink it and don't worry about it. But if you have an understanding of the triplet feel, it's the idea of 3 sounds happening over the space where we're feeling a beat of 2. That's what a triplet is, it's happening over that. And I'm just extrapolating that out to half bar. So you could kind of go, let's think at the beginning it was dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba. So there's 4 beats in that bar. If I'm going to do 2 half bars, boom ba da da dum ba da da dum ba bum boom ba dum ba dum. So now if I want to divide one of those half bars into 3, da 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 dum da 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 dum, there's the feel, da 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 dum, and suddenly it doesn't feel like a hard thing to do. Whereas if it's da 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 dum, da 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 dum, trying to do it across 4 beats becomes trickier. If that didn't make any sense, don't worry. You can stick with counting the quavers, 1 and a 2 and a 3, and that's fine. You can close your eyes and hope for the best. It's just got a slightly different feel to the rest of the piece, and if you nail it, it'll just add to the shades and the grooviness and the coolness of the piece, and it will also just provide that slight awakeness for your audience as well. Oh, that was a bit different. I've just got used to this drum, but yeah, I know what I'm doing now. I know what's happening. Oh, something different's happened. So I will count it for you. We're looking at bar 29. We're really low on the harp. D, C, A, D. So I will count you in with all the subdivision. So we will go, I'll give you the last 2 beats. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and try that again. Same speed. D, C, A, D. Ready? 3 and 4 and I think that was right. I will actually count it out loud. It's easier to count out loud. Ready? 3. Ready? D, C, A, D. Ready? 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and good job. Okay, so something you can work on. Again, don't overthink it. It's a fleeting second or moment in the piece anyway, so don't overthink it. And then right at the very end, we've just got 2 triads, but again, we can share that between the hands. It's written as if it were. So the top 2 notes by the right hand, the E and the G, left hand on the red C, and then just moving up 1 to D and F, A. So we just have that C chord, C natural chord, to our D major chord. Okay, you could do it with 3, 2, as long as it lands really crisply together. But again, having been sharing so much between the hands, it's nice to use both in there. Okay, lots to think about. I'm going to put it all together, or put that section all together in the play along video, so you can actually get the full feel of how that all flows into each other. Not really that much new to learn, but just that slightly different timing, which if you can nail it is a really good achievement. And remember, we're getting quieter and quieter and quieter through all of that section. Okay, join me on the play along video where we'll put all of that bit together, and then you can get a real feel for that timing. All right, well done.